Hello everybody and welcome back to Tale of Three Wastelands. Fallout. We have the Robotics Lab. This is about where we left off the last time. Well, technically, I went and recorded some more and then discovered that my recording software had bugged out and forgot how to audio. Anyway. Ooh, hello. Is she on battery? Scrap electronics. I don't know. What's that? Scrap metal. That's probably not useful. Let's see. Care attack droid. There we go. Nice little stash of energy cells. Hey! This is a respectable YouTube channel. We're not going for... Whoa. We're not going for copyright claims. Now you look like an interesting fella. What's this chunk of sentry bot wedged into some advanced power armor? Droid Force Field Terminal. Doc Rossman. Came across an old combat droid left in a bin in the wasteland near Union City. None of us recognize the maker model, but it looks a lot like the one that attacked us near Fort Dagger Point last summer. Interesting. The survivalists had decided it was scrap and left it in the sun behind their crap shack. We traded a few gallons of water and a whole stack of bottle caps for it, along with our other supplies. The trader said he's never seen it active, just got the mess of it from Boss Markson's men. Markson or Maxson? I think that might be a typo. But that's just a theory. Over the next week traveling back to the vault, I had time to start logging the parts. I've assembled them here for future effort. Intro 2. Future effort has amounted to me spending several butt-numbing months trying to mess with this thing in the dark. With the upper reactors on standby, there's only emergency lighting to work with. When this booger's full, of non-standard parts and ports from who knows where. No wonder they scrapped it. Entry 3. Well, that's it. My professional and official opinion is now, if it's a bucket, yeah. I'll leave it here for parts and student research. I think Sean Starr said he has a useful application for its hard drive. Marcus Evans. It's been several years since this thing showed up in the lab, and the other day a student mentioned that they'd seen the eye plate glow red momentarily and then fade out. I decided to give a look inside, and there seemed to be a set of semi-organic fibers connecting various plutonium cores no larger than a centimeter in diameter. They look like little silver watch batteries inside the armor. Nowhere in Rossman's notes is there anything about this. They seem to be growing in a lifelike manner, like crystals sprouting on a cave wall, but with purpose. I've never seen anything like it. After several weeks of monitoring the half-life of these little plutonium cores, I've concluded that the Alpha droid was once powered by something much larger than what we have here, and the microcores are simply from satellite power. Maybe after several years and some ingenuity far beyond my own, Alpha will develop to a point he can restart his main chassis. In the meantime, I've rebuilt most of his systems and slaved the ones I understand to the main computer. A lot of his body seems to be made up of an amalgam of more primitive droids like this old Army sentry bot. But there are other pieces of what look like advanced power armor. It will remain here for further study by Sean Starr. So my brother's digging around in the old science lab. Science skill 75. Well, science plus 5. What am I at now? Skill science of 74. Really? Nothing intelligence boost there. But I do have a few things hanging around. Repair. That's in plus 5. That would push us past. And I would like to save those. That puts us now. Science of 80. Alright. Cybershock Alpha by Sean Starr. Beta version 0.21. North, south, east, west. Our inventory. Peacekeeper pulse pistol. Fires little yellow bolts in the light. Sounds like a laser pistol to me. Drinking flask. To carry sensitive liquids. Cityscape. Look around. You're standing in a vast, featureless cityscape. Skyscrapers stretch to the north, where clouds gather around an ominous citadel spire called Cyberdynamics Industries. An alleyway leads to an old robotics lab to the east. The road south leads into a bustling downtown. Hover cars drive into a car garage to the west, where a thin hacker named Hooligan stands like a glowing specter of electronic lights amid a crowd of gray-cloaked citizens in the dark. Well then, let's go west and see what Hooligan's up to. There's a hacker wizard here performing a show. Look around. You are standing in the darkness of a humming car garage. Dust lingers around glowing green light tubes as parked cars rest quietly. A crowd of hooded strangers surrounds the only light. A red-haired wizard hacker named Hooligan with glowing cybernetic gloves. His hands twirl in a display of bright blue threads, turning empty space into electronic magic. The road is eastward, leading the garage towards the infinite cityscape. Well, let's talk to Hooligan, shall we? Hooligan notices you out of the crowd of patrons and squints through the inky darkness. Jean Starr, is that you? He says, gazing in amazement. The crowd murmurs and begins looking over. Well, I never thought I'd see you again. I guess no one did, being that you're dead and all. Hooligan hops down off of a car he's using as a show stage and walks up to you. Without so much as a handshake, he starts checking your pockets. We all saw you fall into the vat of green goo. Better than being eaten by replicators. Man, he stands back annoyed. I guess miracles don't come without setbacks. It looks like you dropped the atomizer core when you were attacked in Cyberdynamics. You better go back and get it. I worked out some ways of getting it from a primitive state to something more useful. With that, he walks away and says, sorry folks, I had business. Back to the show, huh? Didn't take anything from us. Go east. Round. Because I do forget this stuff fairly quickly. Alright. Go east again. An old robotics lab. We'll look around. You stand at the end of an alleyway facing a grimy old robotics lab. The brick walls are dirty, a neon sign is swinging in the mist. The great steel doors are locked. The owner is nowhere to be found. A small cemetery of broken droids lies in the shadow of the city towers around you in the pouring rain. The main road is westward, heading to the great featureless cityscape. A malfunctioning droid totters aimlessly nearby. Despite some damage, its blue glowing photoreceptors glimmer in the pouring rain. Its technology may attract hungry replicators. There is an open waste bin nearby. There is a waste bin once used to dematerialize faulty droids, now unpowered like the rest of the empty city. Bits of scrap metal litter the bottom. Use our pulse pistol on the droid. Your hit knocks the droid into the waste bin. There is an open waste bin nearby containing the remains of a sad and broken droid. Waste bin once used to blah blah blah. The sad little droid is sparking helplessly as its power source dies. Your pulse bolt slowly cooling in its chest. You notice its head is still transmitting data that the replicators may find attractive. You take it, as it may prove useful. The remains of a droid are here, now devoured by replicators that apparently responded to the call of the transmitter before you deactivated it. Close call. Now we have droid head as well. Go west. South. There's a bar, a weapon shop, and towers here. Look around. You're standing in the dirty market square of a massive Soundtown area. I think you accidentally alighted there, guys. Many of the shops and apartments are abandoned, and the citizens that can be seen speak in hushed voices, casting furtive glances at the darkened skyline in the distance north. The ringing of a pulse pistol breaks the silence as a huge man fires into a pile of steaming replicators. He is Bentus, the weapons dealer. He's here killing any replicators that threaten the world city, for a price. A hacker named Mr. Gray is sitting at a Chinese roadside bar drinking himself senseless. Speak with the hacker. Well, Sean, you did it. I never thought I'd get that place back under control. Maybe we'll beat Replicator Sam after all. He takes one last shot before whipping out his aged computer tablet, laughing. I'd say I'd help you, but I have my own battles to fight. Let me take that head. I'll reprogram its transmitter and lead as many of the replicators away from the tower as possible. May give you a fighting chance. With that, he hands you the passcode and departs into the falling rain. Let the weapons do. Your eyes water from the smoke and stinging heat emitted from the dead replicators. The huge man wipes sweat from his bald head and looks up from his work. There's no shortage of work to be done, with Replicator Sam wreaking havoc on the world city. If you have something to trade, whip it out, otherwise leave me to keep killing the monsters. Don't believe passcode. Given to you by the hacker. Don't believe there's much else to be done at the moment. To our north, skyscrapers. The Citadel Spire, Cyberdynamics Industries. Let's go there. Replicator Sam is here, crafting insidious devices. Look around. You are in the towering citadel of Cyberdynamics Industries, a corporation that produces nano machines and nano devices and self-replicating machines. Storm clouds coil above the skyscraper, pelting you and the hexagonal flagstones with a torrential downpour. Beyond the main door is World City, a wide metropolis that stretches across the southern horizon and beyond to encompass the globe. Replicator Sam is here, spinning a web of nanoscopic building blocks to form new replicators that will soon terrorize the world city. A pulsing light between the piles of papers on the floor catches your eye. Investigate the blinking light. You find a primitive atomizer core. Use the pulse pistol on Replicator Sam. Your puny weapon is useless against Sam. Look around. Very well. Go south. An atomizer core, that's what Hooligan wanted us from us. Talk to Hooligan. Hooligan checks his watch as the crowd slowly backs away, still locking eyes with him despite the show being over. He looks panicked. You hear him say, "Look, guys, I know I couldn't keep it up forever, but replicators can appreciate that all good entertainers need a break, right?" In a moment of hesitation, he sees him and yells, "Sean, quick, toss me the atomizer." You toss the device to him, and like a shimmering blue star, it flies through the dark until impacting his hands. The figures all whip off their coats, revealing humans that have been infested with replicator parts, controlling them like cyborg zombies. Hooligan does something to the device, then slams it into his pulse pistol. He rapidly fires at each replicator until all of them are dead. He pops the glowing device out of his gun as the last of them hits the dirt and a splash of metal and shards. With a swish of his wrist, he tosses it to you. "Here, take this to the weapons dealer downtown. He owes me a favor. Give him this note and he'll get it done on my tab." He nods. "Thanks for the last-minute save, Agent Starr." There's quite a bit of mention of blue stars through here. Look for Hooligan. You return expecting to see Hooligan and get some answers. Unfortunately, all that's left in the garage is a ring of dead replicator cyborgs, their human husks slowly rotting in the darkness. Very well, go east again. Go south to talk to the weapons dealer. The weapons dealer regards you gruffly and is about to dismiss you when you produce the atomizer core from your bag. He sets his pulse pistol aside and twirls his mustache. "Well, now that's it," he says, admiring the faceted device. "We lost one of these in Cyberdynamics before Replicator Sam ruined our plans to destroy the machines in their infancy. What would you be needing then?" Following your careful instructions, the weapons dealer reforges your pulse pistol with the atomizer at the center of its power core. It glows blue and begins to power up. "Go forth and do great deeds. Free of charge, for now." Very well. I believe it's time we can front, Replicator Sam. Look around. You are in the towering citadel, etc., etc. Use the atomizer ray on Replicator Sam. The moment you enter the halls of cyberdynamics, the eyes of the replicators begin watching you. As you pull the atomizer from your belt, the bright blue core's glow pierces the darkness with a spectral flare. The machines react like bugs to a flame. They swarm down on you and blot out all light. For a moment, the image of your weapon fades from view, devoured by shadows. Then suddenly, the replicators explode into a fine mist of silver particles and lasers pierce the halls of cyberdynamics. You stand slaying them by the thousands with a wave of your glowing hand. Replicator Sam bellows with hate and rushes towards you, firing death from her mighty clawed hand. You manage to fend off the attackers just in time to get a single shot off at Sam. The blast rips through her growling teeth and out the back of her robotic brain. The fiber optic hair on her head pulses, her eyes grow wild. Then, as if in a moment of human helplessness, she looks at you once, before pathetically falling into a puddle of metal fragments. You coolly walk out of the cyberdynamics entryway back into the light rain of the world city as the ceiling and walls begin to collapse behind you. The end. Alpha Droid Systems rebooting. Victory! Thanks for playing. Game over. Now, Robotomori. It would appear we have just awakened the Alpha Droid. There we go. Dr. Mayaki Kyoto. Note to future Roboto Dog owner. Hello, future Roboto Dog handler. I am Dr. Kyoto, a scientist and wasteland scout in Vault 18. If you are reading this, then the fever I contracted in the wasteland proved fatal, and my canine friend, B6RK, still lies in pieces in the Robotics Lab. We were on a routine mission studying the native peoples of this region when a strange man approached us. He shook my hand, and on his glove was a green ooze. I retracted immediately. He just chuckled and left. FEV? I don't know. Not long after, we were attacked on the way back to the vault while I grew ill. B6RK dragged me to safety, but destroyed herself further in the process. I built B6RK because there were no animals in the vault. I wanted a friend to make the children happy. As they grew up, I wanted them to have a protector. And by salvaging old parts traded for in Union City, I created her. If you have the knowledge, please repair her. Enabling these 3 commands after she is repaired should restart her operating systems. This strange virus may kill me, but my work will live on through her. Thank you. So we need to talk to B6RK. This Roboto dog is caked with dried dirt and can't function until its internal components are repaired or replaced. Repair 30 or higher required. Replace the parts. This robot was engineered in such a way that its parts could be easily replaced. Repair 30 or higher required, or use a fission battery, scrap electronics, and a droid radio unit. Oh, good, we already had all that. This Roboto dog is now cleaned and repaired, but must be powered up remotely. Remotely, you say? Well, start up the main fusion cell. Command startup boot CFQ run startup. Run b6rkconfig.ini//set follow.me. And B6RK, loyal Roboto dog. Bark!
Updating files. Please return later.
Well, B6RK, it's good to have you back. Did you get back on your charging pad and all? Wait, we have robots? Oh, that was a whole nother quest. Sweet.
Yeah, kid. What is it?
I fixed tier 3 networks.
Holy shit. I never expected anyone to tell me that. What'd you find?
Parts of the old external network still work outside Vault 18.
This is huge. This means we might be able to get in contact with the other vaults. People haven't heard from us in 18 years. Last known vault we had contact with was Vault 10. A weird little place out in the California wasteland. I wonder if they still got that Nuka-Cola left. But there's probably a bunch of shit you shouldn't be messing with. Could get us all killed if you ain't careful. Now go on. You've had a hard day. You should just head off to bed now. And don't let those death claws get you from under the bed.
You're a Wasteland Scout. What can you tell me about what's up there?
Oh, you want to know what it's like in the great outdoors? Well, let me give it to you straight. It's hell upstairs, kid. A nightmare. The things you think about when you're in the dark and a clawed hand reaches for your shoulder. It's real, and it lives up there. Hundreds of them. But that's just the wildlife. It's the people that make you wish the war had really ended everything. But it only did half the job. Don't you forget this, kid. The strong prey on the weak, and the closer you get to society, the worse things get. The people that walk around up there are miserable, half dead, struggling to see tomorrow. Kids are starving, families are broken. Those that say they're here to help you are just waiting until you fear for your life, giving them what they want to keep you safe. Then you realize what kind of slave you become. That's what the wasteland is like. Don't ever think it's gonna change, because it isn't.
Sounds spooky.
Later.
Your lips are a little off sync there.
Welcome back. I hope you are enjoying your stay with Alltech. Displaying system status. What are you doing? This area is classified. Only Senator Andrew Scholes or U.S. Air Force Colonel Laura Oran may access this data. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Please avoid this port until you have the proper clearance. Main menu.
Alright.
Maintenance menu. I do not know what this port belongs to. It is off limits to all residents. One of these cables is active, leading to a secure hard point. The only indication that even exists is a steady indicator light showing heavy activity. Main menu.
Reroute the Tier 4 cable in the cistern. Alright, well, back to the cistern, I guess. I thought sure I did that already, but I guess not. That dude's still dead. Good. Boo. Yeah, I unlocked this when I was down here before, and then apparently I forgot to do it. Display status. 0 packet logs. Maintenance queue empty. Reroute to the Overseer's terminal. Denied. Computer Lab secure terminal. Rerouted. Okay. Status. 100 terabits.